1947, Eastern Europe. On the outskirts of an abandoned, ruined town, the Soviets find the Green Hand and Axis forces led by Colonel von Liechtenstein as they look to make their way deeper into Soviet territory to strike behind enemy lines. Will the Soviet forces be able to slow down and hold back Colonel von Liechtenstein and the Green Hand? Or will the Colonel and his new Schreckwolfen come out on top in this week's battle report of Konflikt 47? Hey, how's it going? Mike from Mike Rolls Dice. Welcome back for another battle report of Konflikt 47. Today we have the Soviets fighting off in this abandoned outskirts of this village or town versus my Green Hand forces. Now, before we go over all the army lists and the mission rules, I wanted to say a shout out real quick to our YouTube members, Tiki the Hut, Rev, and Gabriel. Thank you so much, and to everyone that watches the videos here, we couldn't do it without you. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into the army list, starting off with the Green Hand. First up, we have 1,500 points of my Green Hand forces, and we have some new additions to the table here. But as always, we have the platoon commander, the stall troop and officer who's going to be leading the army, and this is Colonel von Liechtenstein. And he's going to have a backup platoon commander, a regular platoon commander with just a point of guts. And next up we have 3 stall trooping squads, starting off with the squad in the front, which is equipped with 2 STG assault rifles as well as a LMG. Then we have 2 stall trooping squads in the back there that both have 1 STG, 1 LMG, and 1 anti-tank rifle upgrade.
Stall trooping squad Alpha, ready for combat.
For one of the new additions to the army here, we have a Schreckwolfen squad here. This is just a base Schreckwolfen squad with 3 models, and they have their Howl at the Moon ability. Then we have some heavy weapon teams. We have a sniper team, and these are all regular, by the way. We have a Panzer Schreck team, which has their 24-inch range Panzer Schreck. And we have a regular flamethrower team as well. For the vehicle platoon, we have the classic Vogelspinne that we always use. And it's equipped with a hull-mounted MMG and the Maschengewehr cannon. Then we have the new Puma heavy armored car. And it only comes with a Schwerfield cannon, but it is quite quick and damage value 8. And then last but not least, we have the new Panzer mech with 6 legs. This is essentially a Panzer IV equipped with a Schwerfield cannon, but instead of the track version, it's a mech version with 6 legs and has damage value 9. So with the Green Hand out of the way, let's go over Rev's Soviet forces. So next up we have 1,500 points of Rev's Soviet forces here. Starting off, we have a platoon commander officer, and she is equipped with an SMG as well as an RPG. Then we have a 7-man squad of Soviet infantry, and these are all veteran. They have SMGs as well as RPGs. Then we have 2 squads of Daughters of the Motherland. 1 smaller squad all equipped with AKs and RPGs, and the other squad is equipped with AKs and Zukiev automats. Then we have a Moraz Ghoul infantry squad, and these are equipped with SMGs, and they have the Chilling Mist ability. Then we have the formidable 3-Bear Ursus infantry squad with their Ursine Fury, giving them extra pen in close combat as well as a surging bonus of damage value 8. Rounding out the infantry squads here, we have a anti-tank heavy weapons team, and they'll be looking to take out some Axis armor. Now for the vehicle platoon, we have 2 DM40 Mollet Walkers. These are both equipped with forward-facing medium anti-tank guns, as well as twin forward-facing HMGs. Now, it only has movement of 6 inches, just like the Panzer IV mech, but it has damage value 9 with reinforced front armor. And with that, Rev's list comes in just around 1,500 points. So now that we got the army list out of the way, for the mission here today, we're actually going to be playing a custom take and hold type mission where normally you'd be either playing with 5 objectives in the corners and 1 in the center. We're going to be going for 3 in the center, kind of parallel along the middle of the board. So Rev and I will have to try and take each objective and hold it at the end of the game, as well as trying to fight off each other the whole time. So we have objective 1 is this fountain in the old section of the abandoned town where the ruins are. Objective 2 is this crater in the center. There seems to be a beacon that has crash landed, perhaps some sort of satellite or some sort of testing from some sort of space program. And objective 3 is the battered bunker on the edge of the town outskirts. And that is the kind of fortified position that's looking over all of the objectives that they need to take. So it's an important location that both armies need to try and capture. We thought we'd just mix it up and try something different. For the terrain here, any of the forests are dense terrain. All of the brick buildings you see are hard cover, and any of the ruins will be playing as ruins with dense terrain. With that out of the way, get going with the start of turn 1. So the start of turn 1 here, and we decide to go with the deployment where we pull our dice out of the bag and deploy as we go on turn 1. And infiltrators are up first, with my green hand sniper team going up into the watchtower or the bell tower in the church there, and the Moraz Ghoul securing their place in objective 3 in the battered bunker. So they will be deployed in the bunker from the start there and got a nice defensive position. Now, first unit to move on the board after infiltrators here is the smaller Daughters of the Motherland squad moving in, about to cross the bridge over the river. Forward, sisters, for the Soviet Union! And then we have a stall trooping squad equipped with an anti-tank gun that moves onto the board here and is going to shoot its anti-tank gun at the Daughters. They can just see them approaching the bridge here.
Target located. Fire on them.
After a successful hit and damage roll with the anti-tank, they managed to take out one of the Daughters of the Motherland. Now, forgetting that Moraz Ghoul are completely immune to flamethrowers, I decided cheekily to deploy my flamethrower squad near the bunker, which will come back to bite me later. And Rev goes ahead and runs on the board up to that ruined refinery there with his Soviet veteran infantry squad, followed by his platoon commander that moves up towards the ruined outskirts of the town here to provide a morale bonus bubble. So now the larger Daughters of the Motherland squad runs onto the board, getting up to the ruins. Forward! Take position in the ruins! Followed by my Panzerschreck team, which manages to run on the board and get right behind the church there. Nine, not that one, Franz. Give me the high explosive warhead. Immediately followed by the regular Green Hand platoon commander as well, looking to also provide a morale support bubble. And then more units running on the board here. The Ursus infantry taking cover behind the buildings, and the anti-tank team on the Soviet side advancing onto the board, and they are going to take aim at the Axis sniper in the watchtower. But unfortunately misses. So now another stall trooping unit is moving onto the board, and they're going to be taking aim at the anti-tank team that just fired at the watchtower. But unfortunately they also miss. Now more Axis units coming onto the board here. We have a stall trooping squad that just ran all the way up towards the structure there in the center, and the Green Hand platoon commander, Colonel von Lichtenstein, followed right behind them. So now the Puma armored car is driving onto the board here and is going to be expending a rift dice for its Schwerfield projector. And it's going to be firing at the bunker. Now this is generating the amount of hits inside the building for the Schwerfield projector.
Now! Fire on the bunker! Use the Schwerfield projector!
And this is the damage rolls here, damaging on 2s for +4, but luckily saving on 2s with the bunker and the hard cover. But Rev still manages to lose 1 Morale School and take 3 pins. So now the Maulat Walker shambles onto the board here. It is slow. It's going to be firing with its anti-tank gun at the Stahltruppen.
Axis power armor spotted. Load up the cannons. Get ready to fire.
Getting a successful hit and damage roll. Needing a 5 with the soft cover. Unfortunately, one of the Stahltruppen are taken out. Now the new Panzer IV 6-legged walker also shambles on the board, another slow mech. And it's going to be taking aim at the Maulat Walker. Again, expending a rift dice using the rift ability on the Schwerfield cannon, generating a template. It's going to get a certain amount of hits for each model underneath the template, which is 1 anti-tank model and the Maulat Walker. But unfortunately misses with both. So the Vogelspinne is just advancing on the board. It doesn't have too many targets here, but it also doesn't want to get too close to any of the enemy units for a potential charge. And now the Axis sniper in the watchtower are going to be activating here, taking aim at the Soviet anti-tank team that fired at them.
Steady now, steady. Those fools, they're right out in the open.
And getting a successful hit and damage roll, managing to take out the spotter for the anti-tank team. So also running onto the board, the Schreckwolfen team jumps up onto the terrain because they do have fast, and they want to be near the Axis platoon commander for his rift mastery. And the last Maulat Walker finds place on the board, and it is also going to be taking aim at the Panzer IV Walker with its anti-tank gun and fire its HMGs at the Schreckwolfen, as one of them are exposed.
Quick, shoot those beasts while they're exposed.
Starting off with the HMGs.
Fire!
Schreckwolfen are damage value 7, and he was within half range, so he could damage one on a 6. But unfortunately doesn't manage to take one out, and they are fearless and no pins. So that is the end of turn 1. A pretty quick turn 1 with all of the units moving onto the board and finding their places. And we're going to have a lot of carnage and bloodshed here, I think, in turn 2. And only one objective is being controlled at the moment. It doesn't really matter till the end of the game, but Rev is currently holding objective 3 with the Morale School. So that's the end of turn 1. We're going on to the start of turn 2. So start of turn 2 here, and harmonic resonance going off, managing to get a pin on the Stahltruppen there, as well as the Panzerschreck team, as the hard boss echoes through the battlefield. Starting off, before anything happens, I wanted to activate my platoon commander, Colonel von Lichtenstein here. He has his Rift Mastery, and using his ability to not only combine 2 dice to turn it into a surging dice, but then give the dice to the Schreckwolfen to make them damage value 8. Now, he will lose both of those Rift dice, but that's the whole reason that I gave him Rift Mastery instead of Guts.
Yes, yes, good dogs, good dogs.
So now the Panzer IV Walker is activating, using its Rift ability with the Schwerfield. and generating a template on the Mullet Walkers.
Overload the shred field projector. Do it, damn it!
After managing some damage rolls, the Mullet Walker ends up catching fire, and failing a morale test, the crew abandons the vehicle and runs off the battlefield. So now the Puma armored car here is activating, again using its Rift Dice, firing at the Moraz Ghoul inside, generating this certain amount of hits inside the building. Managing to take out one of them. In response, the Moraz Ghoul are rallying here, knowing that they're safe for the rest of the turn, and are getting rid of all their pins. So the anti-tank team firing at the Schreckwolfen. But unfortunately misses. Now again, still not realizing that the Moraz Ghoul are immune to all flamethrowers, I continue advancing my flamethrower team into the ruins for some shooting potentially later on. And the Stahltruppen in the abandoned section of the village are taking aim and firing at the Daughters of the Motherland with their LMGs first, and then their anti-tank gun.
This is going south quick. We must take them out.
Managing successful hits with the LMG, but the Daughters of the Motherland are toughness 6, so unfortunately they don't manage to take any out. Now the Mullet Walker is activating, and it's going to be shooting its anti-tank gun at the Panzer IV.
Damn it, Bogdan, put down the vodka. Load the cannon, get ready to fire.
But unfortunately it misses. Now the Daughters of the Motherland squad that are equipped with AKs and RPGs are advancing forward, and they're going to be firing their assault rifles at the sniper in the watchtower.
There, sisters, in the watchtower. Gun him down.
After some successful hits and one failed damage roll, they manage to take out the sniper's spotter. Now the Stahltruppen in the center are activating right near the Schreckwolfen and platoon commander, and they're going to run into the central objective. They do need to try and take it at some point, and I also kind of wanted to use them as bait to force Rev to charge with the Ursus infantry. And it looks like the bait worked, and Rev attempting to charge, but literally just being half an inch out of 16 inches for the full charge here. He does have to move as far as possible towards his target, but he does manage to place himself slightly to the left here cheekily, so I can't see them with the Schreckwolfen. So now the Panzer Schreck team on the Axis side is activating here, and they're going to be firing at the Ursus infantry that are right in front of them now. Passing the morale test first. And they're going to be advancing forward because the Panzer Schreck operator does need to move to get a clear line of sight.
Move it, damn it. Now's our chance. Take out these damn bears.
Fortunately, after moving, needing a 5 to hit, he misses. So the Stahltruppen squad that have the anti-tank rifle and LMG are using their Rift ability to completely get rid of their pins so they don't need to pass a morale test. They're going to be firing the anti-tank at the Ursus infantry. Unfortunately, also missing. So now the veteran Soviet infantry squad are moving out from that central terrain piece behind this barbed wire here. They have SMGs and RPGs. They're placing themselves forwards. They can now use their guts, as they are the heroes of the Soviet Union, and put the Ursus infantry dice back in the bag.
Go, comrades. Crush them.
And with that, Rev is successfully charging into the Stahltruppen squad now. Activating Ursine Fury for extra pen and attacks until the end of the turn here.
Ah! It's the damn bears! Fire!
And stall trooping actually managing to get some sixes, needing to roll sixes into sixes, unfortunately, though. And the Ursus infantry win the combat and take out the stall trooping squad. And then Rev consolidating into the crater, trying to fit all those bears inside that tiny little crater. So now, out of somewhat desperation, because the bears scare me every time, I move forward with the Vogelspinne here. Because it does have a turret on top, I am turning the Maschensphere and firing at the Ursus infantry and using the hull-mounted MMG to fire at the Daughters of the Motherland.
Damn it, we must bring them down. Ready the Martian sphere.
But again, Ursus infantry are damage value 7, so unfortunately not managing to take any of them out. The larger Daughters of the Motherland squad equipped with their Zukiov automats that have 6-inch range are going to be firing at the Vogelspinne. Now, using their ability for their rift weapon, they can generate a template. So rolling to see the size of the template. Now, Rev, thinking that he was supposed to get HE4 size templates or 4-inch templates, he actually was supposed to get 3-inch templates. That's something we realized later on. I believe the way it works is then you take one of those and that's your shot, but unfortunately just managing to get some pins on the Vogelspinne. It's a somewhat confusing gun, honestly, in how the rules work. So the Soviet platoon commander moving forward and providing a morale bonus bubble. And now Rev activating the Daughters of the Motherland, the smaller squad here, and giving them that bonus to their morale here. They shed their pins, moving forward and determining the amount of hits with their RPGs to shoot at the Vogelspinne.
Now's our chance, sisters. Fire the RPG.
After firing their RPGs, only managing some pins, unfortunately. Again, out of desperation, the Axis sniper team trying to take out one of the bears here, but unfortunately don't manage to. Now, putting the Schreckwolf into the test, a new unit here. There's actually no reason to activate their Howl at the Moon. There's no units that could take pins or take morale checks. Because the Ursus infantry are fearless, the ability doesn't really necessarily work on them, I believe, is how we figured it out. But charging into the Ursus infantry, which still have the Ursine Fury, they're going to be fighting here. Both wounding on 5s due to their pen. And the Schreckwolfen did pretty good, managing to take out 2 of the Ursus infantry, but unfortunately the Ursus infantry did end up getting more wounds and win the combat, taking out the entire Schreckwolfen unit. And feeling joyed after winning their combat, the lone Ursus infantry picks up the objective marker and holds it on his shoulder. And with that, that is the end of turn 2 here, and things are moving pretty quick as usual. There's still a ton of units on the board, so we'll see what happens moving on to the start of turn 3. Start turn 3 here, Ursus infantry are up, and they are charging into Colonel von Liechtenstein and his bodyguard. Now needing 6s into 6s here, unfortunately. The lone Ursus infantry easily takes out Colonel von Liechtenstein and his bodyguard.
Those damn bears! Ah!
Stall trooping on this side of the board are taking shots at the Daughters of the Motherland. They're going to be firing with their anti-tank guns, their STGs, and their LMGs.
This is getting out of hand! Finish them!
but only managing a pin. So the Soviet veterans equipped with assault rifles and RPGs are advancing forward around the barbed wire here.
Da, for the Soviet Union! Forward!
Firing their assault rifles at the Panzerschreck team and a singular RPG at the Vogelspinne. Only managing a pin with the RPG though, and onto the assault rifles. With failed soft cover saves, the Panzerschreck team is taken out of action. Daughters of the Motherland in the ruins here are activating their Rift Dice. Daughters of the Motherland here are going to be taking aim with their Zukio automats, firing at the Vogelspinne right in front of them. Gavrev thinking he got HE4 templates when he should have had 3-inch templates. And with a damage roll of a 6, they take out the Vogelspinne. And on to the assault rifles. They actually managed to take out the Vogelspinne with the automats, but the sniper manages his hard cover saves. So now the Malat Walker is firing at the Panzer IV Walker in front of it with its anti-tank gun. But just manages a pin. Now the Puma, really not needing to advance, it won't benefit from getting any closer. It's just going to stay still and fire, using the Rift Dice for its square field projector.
Bring down that bunker, damn it!
Generating 3d6 hits inside the bunker. Managing to take out a couple of the Moraz Ghoul, as well as applying some more pins. So now the Panzer IV mech is activating, trying to advance to get within point-blank range of the Ursus infantry.
That damn bear killed Colonel von Lichtenstein! Bring it down!
But because I moved it before taking the order test, of course I failed it. Why you always roll your order tests before moving the mini.
The gearbox is stuck, damn it!
So the Stalltruppen squad on the side here are going to be taking their LMG and anti-tank gun, shooting the LMG into the veteran Soviet infantry squad and the anti-tank gun into the Ursus infantry. And the flamethrower team, realizing that they physically cannot damage the Moraz Ghoul, start retreating towards the other side of the board.
What do you mean they're immune to flames?
And the Axis sniper is taking a shot at the veteran Soviet infantry that are out in the open. The lone Axis sniper in the watchtower taking aim and actually managing to take out one of the veteran Soviet troops. And the Axis platoon commander here using his point of guts to put the Stalltruppen's dice back in the bag.
Don't just stand there, damn it! Do something!
Moraz Ghoul are rallying here to get rid of the pins they've been accumulating from the Puma. And the Stalltruppen, after getting their dice back out of the bag from the platoon commander using their guts, they're going to advance forward and fire all of their guns into the smaller Daughters of the Motherland squad right in front of them.
Now, it's time to finish this.
And after firing the LMGs, assault rifles, and anti-tank rifle in point-blank range, they managed to take out the squad. So now the Soviet anti-tank rifle team, missing the spotter, is going to fire at the Stalltruppen squad. but unfortunately misses. And the Soviet platoon commander now is advancing forward around the ruins, equipped with an RPG. Now within point-blank range, is going to be firing at the Stormtrooper squad. And due to the fact that RPGs are halved pen against power armor, they only manage a pin. And with that, that is the end of turn 3 here. And the Soviets are starting to push up the board, taking out quite a lot of valuable units from the Green Hand. So the Green Hand do control Objective 1, the fountain there, because I ended my activation by it earlier. And the Soviets are in control of Objective 2 and Objective 3. With the end of turn 3, moving on to the start of turn 4. Start of turn 4 in Harmonic Resonance, getting some pins on the Puma and the Stormtrooper squad.
Make it stop! The music is terrible!
The Soviets are up first with the Daughters of the Motherland in the ruins. They're going to be firing at the Stormtrooper squad right in front of them. Again, Rev generating a template with the Zugioiv automats here. And after picking the best template, firing manages to take out 2 of the 3 Stormtrooper, as well as applying 2 more pins. And after shooting their assault rifles as well, taking out the lone sniper in the tower. So now the Ursus infantry is going to activate using its Ursine Fury ability, going from a surging dice to an active rift dice, and charging into the Stormtrooper squad near the edge of the board. Being that the Stormtrooper have been activated, they will fire as the Ursus infantry is charging in. Unfortunately, they missed though, and the Ursus infantry easily cleans up the 2 Stormtrooper, and then gets a consolidation move towards the German platoon commander. The Moraz Ghoul in the bunker are going to be activating here, and they're going to be firing an RPG at the Puma. But they unfortunately miss. Now we know the real victory for the Green Hand here is eliminating the last Ursus infantry on the board. So activating the Rift Dice on the Panzer IV mech here, I'm going to be firing at the Ursus infantry. But unfortunately, with all the pins, it doesn't hit. And the Puma activating now, using its Rift Dice to fire at the Moraz Ghoul again, generating 9 hits, this time in the bunker. Damaging on 2, and with Rev failing 2 of his cover saves, manages to take out 2 more of the Moraz Ghoul. Now the German platoon commander is moving forward here, advancing towards his Stormtrooper to give him the +2 bonus to his order test.
999! It's all going wrong!
Only equipped with a pistol, doesn't even choose to fire. The Soviet platoon commander firing at the Stormtrooper, but unfortunately misses with her RPG. So the Stormtrooper activating now. Thankfully, the platoon commander given a bonus to its morale. It's going to be firing its STG at the Soviet platoon commander in front of it. But unfortunately doesn't manage to take her out. Now the Heroes of the Motherland, the veteran Soviet infantry squad, are advancing forward towards objective number 1.
We are the heroes of the Soviet Union!
At least attempting to advance, but we all know that Rev moved his models first, so he failed his order test.
Never mind, run away!
The Green Hand Flamethrower team are continuing to run away from the Moraz Ghoul, knowing that they are immune to their flamethrowers. And the Soviet Mallet Walker is choosing to stay put and choosing to shoot its medium anti-tank gun at the Panzer IV Walker.
Damn it, Bogdan, load the cannon! Bring it down!
And rolling 3 6s in a row, Rev manages to take out the Panzer IV with a 6 on the full damage table. Now the anti-tank team is just running forward towards the center, being that there aren't many threats. And with that, that is the end of turn 4. We're moving on to the start of turn 5. Start of turn 5 and the green hand are in quite a lot of trouble now, and the real objective is still on the table. One lone Ursus infantry. Now, Soviet forces are up first, and the Soviet platoon commander is going to be snapping to here, and is going to be firing, as well as the Daughters of the Motherland firing at the Stahltruppen and German platoon commander.
Now's our chance, sisters.
Soviet platoon commander up first, firing her RPG, manages to take out the Stahltruppen, being within point-blank range. And the Daughters of the Motherland with 2 surging dice. Rev picks up his dice to try and shoot the platoon commander, but I choose to pull him off the board as he stands no chance. Now the Puma is activating here, and again, the true mission is to kill the Ursus infantry, so I reverse backwards, and expending a rift dice, firing the Schwerfield projector at the Ursus infantry that is still alive.
Somebody killed this stupid bear already! Fire the Schwerfield!
Managing a 6 and a successful damage roll and a failed hard to kill roll, finally the bear is taken out.
I win! I killed the bear!
Now the Green Hand Flamethrower team are activating, and they are continuing to run and try and get some distance for a potential turn 7. They need to essentially move forward towards the center of the board to try and get on that central objective. But unfortunately, failing their order test, they stay put. Anti-tank team taking a shot at the Puma and misses. And then the Mallet Walker is activating and just running forward. Being that it is a slow walker, it has limited movement speed. Now the Heroes of the Motherland end up failing their order test, trying to advance forward and foobar and try to flee off the board, but get stuck in the dense terrain of the forest.
For the Soviet, screw this, we're getting out of here. Run away!
And after getting that beautiful 2-up save in the bunker, the Morao School, or what's left of them, finally leave the ruined bunker and start making their way towards the Puma and the Flamethrower team. And with that, that's the end of turn 5, and we're going on to the start of turn 6. Turn 6, the Puma is activating one of the last Green Hand units here. It is advancing forward towards the main objective, even though it can't control it. Using its Surging Rift Dice going to inactive, it is going to overload its Schwerfield projector at the Mallet Walker.
Damn you all! You've ruined our plans! So now you must die!
Targeting the Mallet Walker and the anti-tank team, unfortunately, due to the fact that it moved, it doesn't manage to take out any of its targets. The Soviet platoon commander victoriously getting onto Objective 1 here on the fountain, holding up the Soviet Union flag. And the Daughters of the Motherland with 2 surging dice. They're fast, they're going to be running out towards Objective 2 and towards the Puma. The Morao School are running forward, making their way towards the Flamethrower team. And the Mallet Walker is activating now. It is going to be firing at the Axis Puma right in front of it, using its anti-tank, and firing its HMGs at the Flamethrower team.
Damn it, Bogdan, right there, we can't miss this time!
Unfortunately, missing with the anti-tank with a 1, firing its HMGs is much more successful and manages to take out the Flamethrower team. Heroes of the Soviet Union are just running now and moving on to the central objective, being that the Puma has activated, and pretty much at that point I call the game here because Rev managing to almost table me with the Soviet forces, and controlling all 3 objectives, because you can essentially sticky an objective if you end your activation there and then move on. Rev will end up winning the scenario here, controlling all 3 objectives and almost wiping out the Green Hand forces.
Today, brothers and sisters, we have shown the enemy the true power of the Soviet Union. For Mother Russia!
And saving their brand new Puma that they just got from the dealership, the crew of the Puma quickly does a 180 and drives out of there as the heroes of the Soviet Union load up their RPGs and get ready to take fire. So this was a fun game. Shout out to Rev again for coming and playing another great battle report of Konflikt. The Soviet Union is tough, man. They're one of the harder armies to deal with when it comes to some of their stronger units, like the Ursus infantry. I will say I do like the Daughters of the Motherland more and more as he plays with them, as they get some nice benefits as well. Pretty impressed with the Schreckwolfen. I didn't really get to use them too much, but hey, taking out 2 bears with 3 Schreckwolfen, pretty good, especially due to the fact that the Ursus infantry had more attacks. And it's always a good time to get some new vehicles on the map as well, with the Mullet Walkers and the Panzer IV. So again, thanks to Rev for coming and playing a game, and thank you so much to all of you who made it this far in the video and have been watching our battle reports here. It means a lot. And thank you so much to our YouTube members for supporting the channel here. Tiki the Hut, Rev, and Gabriel. And again, thank you so much to everybody who watches our videos. We couldn't do it without you. My name is Mike from Mike Rolls Dice. If you're new here, we have a ton of different battle reports on the channel. And we have a ton of different Konflikt 47 videos planned here for the near future. Well, till next time, keep rolling high on those dice.